Alright, we're jumping right into it. Here we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The music seems a bit loud. There we go. Alright. I'm a little tired today. I think I went to bed somewhere around 4 a.m. I woke up at around 10 because the dog really wanted to go outside, and then when she went outside she discovered that there was just enough sunlight that she could sunbathe on the deck, so that's what she did. The back patio thing. Anyway, so I couldn't go back to bed. So a little on the tired side, but we're fine. Not only am I tired, but I woke up to the dog wanting to go outside and my social media timeline being filled with people screaming about AI like it was the apocalypse. So I'm both tired and annoyed. Fun combination. I think I am at the point where I am about ready to just abandon the anti-AI stuff completely because I am just sick and tired of it. It's just, oh my gosh. Not that I don't understand where a lot of people are coming from in terms of there's a lot of fear and uncertainty when it comes to you know, job security, but it's just a lot of the arguments made against AI are very unforgiving blanket any and all AI use is pure evil, and anybody who even looks at AI is a horrific human being that deserves severe divine punishment. Except for most of these people don't believe in divine punishment, so they'll just, you know, go with cancel culture instead. It's getting kind of annoying to have to see that every time I'm even remotely looking online. Getting kind of old. I feel like I've brought up the camera and painting thing before, but I don't know, I just feel like I don't recall a time. I mean, it's quite possible that it existed, but I just can't recall a time where people freaked out over other innovations and advancements to this degree. I mean, if they made proper arguments, I'd be more understanding, but most of the arguments are just dumb and or fake. Like some of the people who go, I hate AI, AI is evil. Hey AI, tell me how to do this thing. Like, okay, what? It's fun. Now that's like all that's on my mind because I'm so tired that my brain does not have enough capacity to think of much today. And all it's been filled with is AI stuff. So it's like, great, thanks guys. You really helped start my day. Man. Although, speaking of, I did start, I downloaded the Neverness to Everness game. Had no intention of really playing the game much up until the anti-AI people started kicking and screaming. And even then, it's only because it was free. If I had the money to throw around, I'd probably start with Pragmata. But game's not bad. I do think I do have some issues with it, though it's not the same issues other people have with it. You know, the popular, particularly VTuber position to have on the game. I don't care. Somebody who wants to use AI to help them generate blades of grass and furniture in a video game, I don't give a crap. What game developer wants to work on that? Let's be honest. Who wants to work on that? Because I feel like if that were my... Because I'm just looking at it like the way I look at what I do, video editing and whatnot. Or even just the work that I do at my actual job. Part of it, I vacuum hallways. And I could go, well, I could either use the regular vacuum on my back, or I could use the little vacuum that you push around. It's big and you push it like a lawnmower, and it does all that, and it's much faster and easier on me. And like video editing, I could go through an insane amount of processes, or just a regular amount of processes to do certain things, or I could do that. You see what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, my issues with Neverness to Everness is the animation style. I don't like it. I find myself wanting to skip the cutscenes because I find them so annoying. It is Gen Z style hyper editing dialed up to 11. I kid you not, it feels like they looked at Zenless Zone Zero, went, wow, some of their animation their animation is really fun, it's great. What if we took this and just went crazy with it? Make it as exaggerated as possible to the point where it's not even remotely human movement that is happening. We'll put flashing lights, constantly changing art styles, all sorts of stuff moving in the background, and sound effects everywhere. It's gonna be so crazy. You're gonna watch these cutscenes and not even know what's going on in the story, so whether you skip them or not, it won't matter because you won't have gained any information one way or the other. That's my gripe about Neverness to Everness. I hate their animations. The cutscenes suck. I don't know. I just the gameplay is pretty fun. I played it. I started for a little bit, and then it went into, you know, you go through the opening part of the game. It takes a little while. Thankfully, they don't force you through the tutorial bullcrap like a lot of other mobile games will do. I hate mobile games that do that. And yes, it is a mobile game. It's okay, fair. It's a hybrid. Similar to Genshin Impact, it's a Hoyoverse style hybrid, but it is still, at its core, a mobile game. And there's this trend that's very common in mobile games where they will, you open up the game, and the first thing they do is go, okay, now, here's the opening tutorial mission. You have to play through the first mission, fine. And you finish the battle, and it's like, okay, here's the next stage. Play it now. You can't do anything else. Play it now. Okay, you did that. Okay, now go over here and learn about this mechanic. Okay, now go over here, do the third stage now. You can't do anything else. You have to do the third stage now. Okay, you've done that. Okay, here's another mechanic. Let's go take you and force you to do this. It'd be one thing if it was a new thing that people aren't familiar with, but it's the same mobile game formula that has existed since forever. You play the first stage in the campaign, then it takes maybe 2 or 3 stages at most, and then it takes you to, hey, here's how you level up your character. Okay, go do another stage. Okay, here's how you summon new characters. Okay, go to another stage. Okay, here's how you do this. You equip gear, or you go to the arena, or you do this other thing. Okay, do another stage. And it does that for a while. Mobile games have been doing that for so freaking long. It's so annoying at this point. Like, how stupid do these mobile game companies think people are? Granted, people are pretty darn stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid. It's silly. Luckily, Neverness to Everness does not do that. You go through the opening mission and you are free to just start doing whatever you want. And I hear people say it's like it's GTA but with anime. I don't know how true that is because I've never played a GTA game in my life. But it's not, I don't think it's bad. I do find it annoying that when they implemented this thing where you can run on walls, which is cool. But you can also run up walls. So when you're climbing a wall, instead of like holding shift to climb faster, or to jump, you run up the wall instead. Except for the fact that it's only a brief spurt up the wall, then you have to press the button again. It's space or shift. I don't know. I don't remember. My brain's fried. Anyway, it is kind of annoying that you have to do it over and over again. I would love it if they could just go, oh, okay, here, push this button, and your character will just start running up the wall until you run out of stamina. Done. That would be much preferable to me. Okay, let me just pop out. I forgot to pop out the YouTube chat. Just doing that real quick. Cool. Okay. I do think the driving is fun, even if the controls are not great. They could be worse. They're not tank controls, so it could easily be worse. It's just really hard to turn in the cars because they take the widest turns. Every vehicle takes the most insane wide turns I've ever seen. No matter what you do, you have to come to a near full stop in the car if you don't want it to take a wide turn. It's gonna crash you into a million other cars. Other than that, I think the driving's fun. Also the fact that you can just requisition a vehicle. Like, you have near police authority to ask somebody to borrow their car, and I haven't had anybody say no to me about it yet. They're like, hey, I need your car. Okay. The first time I got a car, I asked somebody to borrow their car, or borrow. So I took that car, started driving down the road. It's a little truck. It was like a delivery truck or something. I had driven down the hill, and suddenly this guy on a motorcycle drives up and starts attacking me out of nowhere, completely unprompted. Later discovered it was one of the NPCs that you'll find scattered around the city. They're like the gang members or whatever. For whatever reason, guy just randomly on a motorcycle spawned, immediately aggroed on me. It seemed like he spawned solely to fight me, because he appeared out of nowhere, had a symbol above his head, and immediately attacked me. So I don't know if that's a random event that can just spawn every now and then, and I just happened to draw the weirdest lottery ever and just got it immediately. But guy fights me, I beat him, and I get a free motorcycle out of it. And proceeded to drive around on the motorcycle exclusively for the next, like, hour that I was playing. I played for like an hour, just exploring the city and whatnot. My main goal in those kind of open world games is immediately to go to every single fast travel point and unlock it. That is usually always my main goal. So that is what I did. I rode around on a motorcycle unlocking all of the fast travel points and called it a day. I don't know. I don't think I'll play the game long term. It is pretty fun, but it's kind of like it's another live service game, and I really just do not have the time for that. I also do not give a crap about the gacha or anything like that. So it is kind of nice, so I might play it a little longer just because I do not care. I have zero FOMO about the game. I do not care enough about the characters or anything to worry about, oh, I need to get this character, I need to roll the gacha and pray that I get this character. I don't give a crap. Granted, the game is just barely starting, so I grabbed a few characters that seemed to be good for building a team around, and that was about it. I got pretty lucky in the regular gacha, and I got 2 S ranks. Based on the current tier lists and whatnot, it doesn't seem like a lot of the characters are super powerful. Obviously, the one on the limited gacha is currently the most powerful character in the game, supposedly, but I don't give a crap. Now, if a character interests me, then that'll be another story. But so far, none of the characters are really screaming out to me like, oh, I really like this character. I just kind of, this is the character I got? Cool. ironically enough, the first S rank character I got is this one-winged angel lady who rides a motorcycle. Which just adds on to the whole thing of the first time I'm driving around, guy suddenly shows up on a motorcycle and fights me. I get a motorcycle, and the first S character I get is a lady whose whole thing is riding on motorcycles. It's like, this is incredibly fitting. It was funny. I thought it was funny. But, I don't know. I think the game's alright. I do think that it's still better than... pretty much everything is better than Genshin Impact at this point. The more time has gone on, the more I dislike Genshin Impact. Not because of the characters or the story, but because of the gameplay. The gameplay mechanics for Genshin Impact aged poorly. They aged so poorly. You move slower, you climb slower, the traversal is just a pain. Wuthering Waves introduced the concept, I think it was, was it Wuthering Waves? Somebody introduced the concept of holding down the shift key. It might have been Craftopia now that I think about it. But ever since I played a game that implemented the idea of, hey, if you hold down the sprint button while gliding, you move faster on the glider. The minute I saw that, anything that doesn't do that sucks. Because nothing is more boring than having a super crazy slow glider where, so long as you have the stamina, it will take you an eternity to reach the ground, and you will move all of like 5 feet forward. It's so dumb. But I think it's been long enough that there's no way that Genshin Impact is going to update its gameplay mechanics in that kind of regard. Adding new stuff for the new area, that's something they do all the time. I don't think they're going to ever update their core mechanics. I think the game is way too old for that. Honkai Star Rail's still good, I just don't play it anymore because the cutscenes are too long and I just don't have time. I do not have time to spend an hour watching cutscenes. I don't. The only reason it was the one Hoyoverse game I kept playing was because it was the one Hoyoverse game you could set to auto. So I could have it going in the background while I'm busy being an actual productive human being. And I did not stick with Zenless Zone Zero because I do not like its core mechanics. Its core gameplay loop, I do not like at all. Zenless Zone Zero is what happens when somebody went, hey, let's take this particular type of game mechanic, which I personally do not like at all. I hate it so much. Where it's like, okay, you need to get from point A to point B, and you will have to choose between branching paths. And the branching paths will take you to different rooms with different effects, and so on and so forth. Zenless Zone Zero built an entire game around that. And then also implemented combat stuff as well. but a large part of the gameplay loop is about that. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler, but not really. So yeah, I was never gonna be into that game ever. From the day I started to the day I stopped, I basically only stuck with characters I got at the beginning. I think you get, what, 3 people you can take on the field with you at a time in that game? 2 of them were characters I got at the very beginning and never stopped using, and then 1 I added in because I got lucky on a gacha roll, and it was a character that I liked their design, so I was like, I'll stick them on the team. Well, now that I've stopped going on that tangent, I got really invested in that tangent for some reason. But hey, it helped me energized, so it's not a bad thing, I don't think. Oh, man. Makes me really glad that every Star Wars gacha game that has ever come out sucks. Every single one that has ever come out is a piece of crap. So I'm never tempted to get invested in it. Though to be fair, even if I did, I would only aim to get Obi-Wan and then I would be good. The one character I would ever want. Speaking of Star Wars, I couldn't help but notice that Star Wars has come out with a new trading card game again. I swear they come up with a new TCG every year or every few years. I know because I got involved in a few of them. There was the time when like Top Trump kind of stat card games were very popular. Then there was time that they tried to create their own version of like Magic the Gathering or something like that, and then whatever this current one is. There's probably a few more mixed in there that I just didn't notice because I stopped paying attention. They had the Heroescape one. I still have that. It's in a bin somewhere. I thought it was really good, which is why I was very disappointed when they just discontinued it out of nowhere. They did not put enough effort into it, to be fair, because the maps you got were this big piece of paper, like an actual like old paper map, an old physical map you'd pull out the glove compartment back in the day and unfold into this giant mess. that was the playboard for their version of Heroescape. I thought the characters were fun. A lot of the mechanics and whatnot were fun, but they just did not continue the game for very long. And that is when I learned, hey, do not ever get involved in these Star Wars things, because they will take your money and then abandon their idea 2 to 3 years in, 5 at most if they make enough money off of it. They will largely just rip you off. It is very disappointing, but that's life. Why did I get on that tangent again? Oh, right. I was talking about live service games, and then I went into a tangent of live service Star Wars games, and anyway. Okay, what do I have any text styles that match? But the YouTube chat is flashing a bunch of emotes, like it's trying to distract me, like, hey, you should type in an emote in chat. Like, I'm streaming. I'm the streamer. Why are you bothering me about typing in chat? What the crap? Stupid. Alright, it doesn't look like we've got any. Alright. We are not yet at the point where we're getting repeats, I don't think. We'll get there soon, but not quite yet. Alright, let us design this thing. Here's what I'm thinking. We go with this, and then this. No, it's wrong. This. No, absolutely not. Okay, so yeah, we'll do this one. And then there we go. Is there a spot that's a little bit darker? That spot's a bit darker. Alright, I think that'll do it. Toma is one of those VTubers who has a pretty straightforward color scheme, so it's easier to work around. Not surprising, but Toma's video is breaking the record for the longest video of this series that I've ever done, just because of how many of these clips ended up being extended versions, just by the nature of pretty much all of these streams being just chatting streams. So all of the pretty much every clip is just about her telling a story or something rather than just a silly moment, so I extended a lot of them to cover the story. This is not a good... I need a... I just realized a lot of the clips in here don't actually have... This is one of the only ones that actually has... Yeah. Here we go, this one's good. The last clip is the one that has a good view of Pippa to grab the color scheme. This one's going to be interesting, because we can grab 2 colors out of this, but the third is going to be tricky. So grab this one, and then we grab this one. But what do we put in the middle? There's not really a darker color in the color scheme here. There's a bit more color merged into this one, but again, not really a darker color. There's a light blue, a kind of darker pink, and then the main color is like the hair and fur color. There's a bit more to the eyes here. What if we went with the blue here and try to get this darker pink here? Not bad, but not quite good enough. That might be better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think it's legible enough. We'll go with it. Jets might be a little tricky as well, since the color scheme is quite different between models. Different color scheme here, different color scheme here, different color scheme here. This one shares a color scheme with the first one, but only the outfit's different, so the only similar colors are in the hair and accessories and eyes, whatnot. So this is also a different color scheme, which could just be because of lighting, I don't know, but it's a different color scheme again. This seems like the normal color scheme. This seems like, I'm not sure, but the color scheme is like maybe the lighting or something. I don't know. The hair is darker here, or just seems more vibrant, like it's more saturated, and this seems kind of desaturated. I think we're gonna go with this clip to grab the color scheme off of, because I think this gives us the best in terms of saturation and color choices. The dog is at the door, but doesn't seem to know if she wants to come in or not. There she is. Come here. Get the blanket for you. Oh, up you go. Hello. She doesn't like it when I'm up working. She tends to, especially as she gets older, she tends to just leave and go lay down somewhere. Something's going on. Getting a lot of noise. Why did I never notice that before? Anyway, we'll worry about it if we need to worry about it. What the crap? Okay. Here's hoping that everything's able to stay, you know, kind of calm, and the same with this one, because supposedly there's been some sort of VTuber drama going on again. Shocker, I know. I really tend to stay out of any form of drama. So, don't know what's going on. So hopefully people are able to just keep the drama out when I'm uploading these videos. We'll see. We shall see. Now I'm gonna do something different for this one, just because I have the resources at hand, so I can do this. I'm kind of realizing that Muna's color scheme also changes with every single model. I need a solid... Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to make these based off of the models that are appearing in this, and we'll go from there. So with this section here, just a little bit off white, because full white can be a little blinding at times, so a little bit off white to help with that. Grab this color down here, and is that as dark as that color goes? That is way too bright. That works. I think we got a little bit of the background from the game, but it actually works pretty well. Yeah, it really helps it stand out a lot more. Is this color here darker than... I think what we need to do is need to pick a lighter color here. That is not working. That it is a little bit better. I actually think this darker color works a little bit better. It does work a little bit better for me. All right. I try not to do this too often, because if I made these kind of multi things for VTubers too much, it would start happening all the time. But I also know that Muna is working towards a 2.0 update, so... or 3.0, or... anyway. So she'll have a more solidified color scheme soon anyway, so... now we're just gonna go with it. I honestly think that one of the most difficult things to do on the internet is try to be as genuinely as understanding and neutral person as possible. It is genuinely very, very difficult. Because if there is one thing the internet has in spades, it is opinions. And there are a lot of people who will get upset about the tiniest things. You could breathe or blink wrong, and people would take that as some great horrific offense to their very existence and try to ruin you for it. I've just been noticing a lot more drama, finger pointing, so on and so forth around VTubers lately. It comes and goes in waves, I feel like, at least in terms of my timeline. It seems like somebody starts it where something kicks off to the point of everybody kind of hears about it to some extent or another, especially if I'm hearing about it. And then once that goes off, more people will start bringing up more things to join, to, you know, kind of jump on the bandwagon. Like, oh, this drama stuff is popular right now. Here, let me bring up my drama. And just kind of starts this whole crazy back and forth of just constant drama everywhere. And then eventually it'll calm down again. Fascinating. I didn't know that certain text could be locked within its font. The font didn't change for this. It's still listed as Akko rounded, but it's not. Fascinating. Oh. Well, anyway. Did I ever put this in Google Translate to make sure that that's what it says? Because I just kind of... I wonder if I just kind of assumed that what was in the parentheses was what was being said there. Should double check that. Okay, yeah, no, that is what it says. I can be a little too good faith sometimes. Not so much to fall for scammers and whatnot, but I'm not quite that naive. But I do tend to try to look for better sides of people a bit much sometimes, especially for the internet. Well. Oops. I wonder if I should do themed months again. There need to be a group that streams often enough to be able to get enough people. I feel like I'd be able to do like a Phase Connect month. I would say a Just Friends month, but I don't think I'd be able to get enough. I don't know if I'd be able to get enough clips to fill enough slots to really call it a themed month. I don't know. YouTube disconnected for a second there. It seems to still be going, so we seem to be in the clear for now anyway. Wait. Oh. Yeah, I noticed something weird in that one. I capitalized 2 letters instead of 1. It happens to me sometimes. I'll hold the shift key down too long. That's odd. Not all of these moved up. Could have sworn I went and fixed that. That is most intriguing. None of these moved up. I know I changed this one. Why the heck did not work? That's so weird. Got a lot of clips with really long names this time around. All right. We're about to near the finishing touches here. Why is it not? What the heck is happening? There it goes. Good grief. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's like, hey, I'm not gonna do what you want me to do because I don't feel like it, so just go Good luck with that. I wish I could work on my other compilation during stream, but I don't want to because I don't want to spoil it. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it does well because, you know, over the years, the more work I've put into a project, the worse it seems to do in terms of engagement or exposure, views, and whatnot. Just so I'm hoping this one does okay. It's not like I'm expecting it to be like topping the charts or hitting trending or anything like that, but just a little bit of something to make my effort feel worth it would be great. Would be very appreciated. I'm planning to try to do weekly updates for that compilation on Twitter. So on Fridays, I plan to post updates on how the progress is going. As it stands right now, I've gotten to the part where I have the overall foundation for it done. I just need to work on... It's kind of broken into sections, more or less. I need to come up with some transitions for each section. And also work on the editing within each section. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to do subtitles. I think I might do subtitles for the beginning, and if I do an outro, maybe the outro as well. Because I think a lot of the rest might be a bit too... I don't know, I tried to make it move a little bit faster. It's kind of like a hybrid between the... faster paced, hyper editing stuff and a more slower video telling a story kind of thing. couldn't just leave it as a fully slower video just because the nature of it would end up making it very, very long. So in order to cut down the time, but okay, my monitoring broke again. Hold on. That okay, there we go. We're back. It is back to normal. It's annoying that keeps happening. What? Alright. Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, that compilation currently sits at about 12 minutes in length, which is shorter than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be around 20 minutes, but 12's not bad. I have no idea what the sweet spot is, because I know YouTube can be rather picky about your video length. Not that it matters, because I don't think... It's not like I think my videos are being blocked on YouTube. Like, I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm shadow banned or anything like that. I don't... Not that that doesn't happen. I'm sure it does happen to some people. I don't know, maybe it is happening to me. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. Anyway. Either way, my videos don't seem to get out there too much yet. Although that does seem to be changing. I've been getting a few comments lately of people mentioning that they found some of my videos on their recommended feeds. So slowly but surely, I think things are improving for the Clips channel, which is great. I've even been getting some views on some older videos. Anyway, I'm hoping that the bonus the bonus compilation video will be done by the end of the month. I don't know if it will. Really depends. But that's my hope. mean, we're already up to the 12th. So I try not to give too exactive time frames with videos, just because if life has taught me one thing, you can never expect the unexpected. You can try your best to plan for it, but it'll always get you. I am kind of using the video as a chance to experiment with some things. I'm going to be making at least a couple of my own effects for things, so I don't know how well that's going to go. I have an idea for a transition, but I'm gonna need to make it from scratch if I want it to look the way I want. So I'm gonna try to make it in After Effects and see what I can do. I've made something somewhat similar before, but it was a while ago. So I'm gonna try to base a new thing off of that old effect and try and see if I can't pull off something new. Pretty sure I'm about done with the intro for it. I might end up adding a few things to it, you know, like sound effects or subtitles and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think I'm done with the intro. And I'm gonna need to figure out how many sections there are, kind of break it down and figure out what I want to do with each section. Especially what I want to do transition-wise. Make each section tie into the video as a whole. Make it all flow well. I might have to take a little longer on it just because I had an idea for something for the thumbnail, but Tui is currently in Japan on a vacation, so I can't commission her to help with that right now. So may end up waiting just for that, just because there was I had an idea for something to add to a potential thumbnail. And maybe into the video itself, I don't know. I don't have everything fully set in stone just yet. Anyway. I think that about does it. Pretty much just have the audio work to do, and that'll be that. I wish I could do that on stream, but it's really hard to do the audio work on stream just because trying to figure out all the audio balancing and whatnot. It's a little trickier to do while streaming because I'm trying to figure out audio levels. There's background music and so on and so forth going on. But I can be a little particular when it comes to what I have going on. Like, I don't like to have any other noise going on while I'm doing audio editing, just because it makes it a lot easier. Anyway. I think I definitely need to come up with some new stuff to add into these editing streams. Because I think I've gotten fast. I'm at the point where I've gotten fast enough at it. I've gotten used to it enough where I'm kind of getting through these editing streams pretty quick here. We're at 1 hour and 45 instead of a little over 2 hours. I think it can depend on the stream sometimes, or the compilation, whatever's going on. But I think for now I will just leave things off here. We got the editing work done for the day. I don't know what next stream is going to be, just because we'll have to figure it out. But thank you all for coming by. I appreciate it as always. Thanks for keeping me company while I got work done. Until next time, hope you all have a good one, and I hope to see you all again another time. Bye-bye.